John Oakes here with HANKSTERS Hot Rods here in our Homer City, Pennsylvania location. Today we have another new member to our inventory here, and this is a 1971 Chevrolet Nova. Nothing too out of the ordinary about this car. It does have a few of the SS emblems on it to kind of dress it up like an SS Nova, but it's just, you know, just like your standard basic Nova though. It does have the conduction hood on it, as you can see, but we're going to go around the outside of it here, show you exactly what we've got, and hopefully you enjoy, and give us a call and inquire about it. But yeah, 1971 Nova, you can see it's got this nice kind of like an orange colored exterior on the car here. Yeah, it's a lot more orange than it is anything else, so we're going to go with that. We've got a nice set of 15-inch polished aluminum, kind of a 5-spoke style wheel here on the car. BF Goodrich tires, both front and rear, all 4 corners, and again the tread on these tires are just like brand new here. All of the metal fitment, the alignments and everything are all really nice on this car. If I look down the sides of it, I can tell you that there's no waviness whatsoever. It's nice and straight down the side here. The fender and door fitment and the door and quarter panel fitment on this car is very nice also. I can see that the elevations are really nice on it. And we can see the gaps here also, both on the front and the back side of the door are pretty uniform front to back. So they've got the door adjusted really nice here. Now we don't have any of the, like the wheel lip moldings on the car. They've decided to leave those off, give it that nice smooth look that you know, some people go after. Even the drip rail moldings here, they didn't go with like the bright, like the chrome or the polished drip rails. They went with painted drip rails on it. So again, those are in real good shape though. There's no dents or dings. They're nice and straight. Look really nice on the car. Even like your trim around your wing windows here, or your vent windows, those are very nice. I don't see any pitting or anything like that on the finish of those. And the glass is in really good shape too. We do have the mirror here on the driver's side door, and that's in really good shape, polished up nice here. No pitting or anything on the finish of that. The rubber gasket that goes on here between it and the door looks really nice as well. Let's go to the back side here on the door, open this up. Just give you a quick peek of the inside. Of course, we always go inside here afterwards and show you more in depth the interior that we have here. But all of our weather stripping and our seals around the top of the door, down around the back side and around the bottom, those are all in really good shape. They look to be practically new here. They're nice and soft yet. There's no tears or cracks in any of those. We have the little rubber bump stops both on the top and the bottom, and those are real nice condition too. Door sill plates look nice. We've got a bench front seat here. It's got the headrest also here, so real comfortable interior. All factory dash. Of course, it does have some aftermarket instrumentation in it, but we'll go over all of that whenever we get to the interior. We close the door, it closes up real nice here. Your rear windows back here, the rear glass, that's in real good shape, tinted here too. Quarter panel, like I said, all of this metal is real nice and super straight here. Again, those 15-inch wheels with the Goodrich, BF Goodrich tires there. All of your side marker bezels here, those look to be in really nice shape too. And the lenses themselves also, no cracks or chips in any of that. All right, we're now around the back side here of our 71 Nova here, so we'll take a look at, you know, things that we always do. Bumper of the tail panel, tail lights, trunk lid, and that rear glass. So starting with the rear glass, that's in real good shape. There's no cracks, no chips, don't see any scrapes. It is a bit of a tinted glass, and your bright work here, your molding around the glass looks to be in really good shape, polished up real nice. The trunk lid, big trunk lid on these things, all steel again. You can see the gaps here. Both sides look to be pretty uniform here, and your elevations aren't too bad on this rear trunk lid. Again, you have a little bit of adjustment built in there, but these are really, really good just the way it is. Got the little Nova emblem, the Nova script emblem down here on the back side of the trunk lid here. That looks to be in real nice shape. It's not pitted. Looks to be practically new there as well. Our tail panel here, you can see this black kind of louvered tail panel trim piece here. Looks in real nice shape, nice and black finish there. The bright work on it's nicely polished up. Got the SS emblem right in the center of it. And then our tail lights, the bezels are polished up nicely and look good. The lens covers in here for your tail lights look to be really nice also. I don't see any cracks or chips in either one of those tail light lenses. Of course, we got this big, nice, shiny chrome back bumper here. That's nicely polished up also. And then it does have, don't know if you can see it from that angle, but of course it's got the tail pipes that exit out right underneath both quarter panels on this car. Let's go ahead and open up the trunk lid. Trunk opens up real nice and easy. Springs, of course, hold the trunk lid up just as they should. Same color on the bottom side of the trunk lid here as what you have on the exterior of the car. All of your trunk jambs are all nicely painted and the finish looks very well on those. Your trunk seals also very nice condition. Again, these look to be just like the ones around the doors, look to be new, nice and soft. There's no chips or cracks or chunks taken out of them. It meets together perfectly here right in the center. So again, you should not have any issues with this trunk actually getting any kind of weather inside it, any water or anything like that. As far as the trunk pan itself goes, looks really nice in here. A one-piece trunk floor. There's no patching to speak of in here. It's got the drain plugs in it and sealed up just like they should be. Of course, the whole trunk is sprayed the correct aqua and black trunk spatter paint that these things should have. Now there is not a spare in here. We do have the hold down and everything for it though, just no spare present in the trunk. Other than that, everything looks really, really good inside here. So we're gonna go ahead and close this up. Okay, now that we're on the passenger side of our vehicle, I'm going to start here at the back. I'm going to look up the side of the car here and tell you that the side of the car looks straight just like the other side there. Metal, the finish and everything is real good there. Quarter panels, especially a big long quarter panel on this car. Again, it'd be easy to see any waviness and there is none of that on this car. Again, like I said, we've got 15-inch wheels. Got the BF Goodrich tires on both the front and the rear of this car. This car actually, again, they went with the plain look here, just the solid color look without having any kind of bright trim work as far as the wheel lip moldings and the drip rail moldings go. Instead, they went with a painted drip rail molding on the car. But again, it looks really good. It's nice and straight. Again, the fit on this is very, very nice. Again, back up to our door now. Our door gaps on both the rear of the door as well as the front of the door, not too awfully bad there. They look really good. Elevations are good too on this car. So let's go ahead and open this door up just like we do all of our other ones. And again, our weather strip here, the whole way around our door here, the rubber bump stops, all in good shape. Again, those weather strips look to be really new. The door threshold plates, really nice condition. The upholstery on the seats looks to be really good too. Again, we'll go inside here and a little more in depth on that interior here in just a little bit. Door closes nice and easy, so again, you can tell how well the door fitment is. If it wasn't adjusted just right, you'd have a little bit of problems there's closing and opening up the door. Our side windows here, the vent window or wing window here, again, that trim around here looks to be in real good shape. The rubber around it also looks to be in really good shape as well. Fenders, again, nice and straight on the fenders. They're adjusted pretty nice there on this car. Your side marker bezels look to be in good shape. They're nice and polished up. And then, of course, your side marker lenses, those are in good shape too with no cracks or chips in any of those. All right, now here we are finally at the front end of our 71 Nova here. So again, first and foremost, as you're looking at the car right now, you can see this hood. It's the steel 2-inch cowl induction hood here. You can see the fitment on this thing isn't too bad here. Your gaps on the driver's side as well as over here on the passenger side, very uniform, pretty much the same side to side. Across the back, it fits really nice there too. You can see that the paint on this and the finish, very nice here on this hood too. Again, this whole car would have been painted all together at the same time, so you're not going to have any variations in shades of the paint and so forth there. All of your bright work around the front end here is in really good shape. You don't see any pitting or anything on any of this trim. Your grill area here, it's all black here where it should be. It's got the bright work on the outer edges of it there, just as it should though too, and it looks good. Headlight bezels, black on the inside, got the bright around the outside here, looks really nice. And your headlights, traditional sealed beam headlights, highs and lows all contained right within one unit there. And then again, glass lenses, no chips or cracks in those. Nicely polished up front bumper here, and again you've got your parking lights or turn signals both right there down here. Plastic lenses in those, the amber lenses in really nice shape, no cracks, chips or breakage of any kind whatsoever. We've got the SS emblems here on the front grille to match those that are on the rear tail panel as well. Again, just little styling cues that people have added to the car. We're going to go ahead and open this up now. Take a look at what we have on the inside. First, you can see the underside of the hood, just like the underside of the trunk lid was done. It's all painted the same color as the exterior of the car. As far as a power plant in here, we just have a Chevy 350 in here, 350 cubic inch motor. You've got the chrome air cleaner up on top. You've got the chrome valve covers here. Now these are the Vortex style heads. They bolt down through the centers, but they've got the chrome covers on them. Got a aluminum intake on here as well. It's got an Edelbrock carburetor on there with the electric choke also. It's got a really nice Edelbrock fuel filter here also, so that you don't get any dirt or debris down in your carburetor there while you're out running. It looks like it has been upgraded on the ignition side of things. It's got an MSD distributor in here along with an MSD Blaster 2 coil. And they finished it off with MSD plug wires. Those are the 8mm plug wires back there from MSD. We've got power brakes on this car. It's a disc brake front, drum brake on the rear, which we'll take a look at that once we get it on the lift also. And it is a power steering car also. They've also upgraded the water pump on this car to an aluminum water pump. Aluminum radiator also, so that's going to help cooling on this car. They've got the shroud also, and on this car for cooling, looks like they've got a 6-blade Flexilite fan on this. So again, whenever you're up and running, those blades will flatten out to create less resistance. When you slow down, the curvature goes back into the fan blades, thus pulling more air through the radiator while you're sitting still. Also has a transmission cooler here too, so that's going to help keep that tranny running nice and cool. And then as far as the exhaust work on this car, we've got ceramic coated long tube headers that go back through dual exhaust on this, dual Flowmaster mufflers, and then of course tailpipes that exit out the rear of the car. So having said all that, that's pretty much everything that we have to go over underneath the hood. Alright, now that we're sitting comfortably in our 71 Nova here, we can take a look at the interior a lot more closely and more in depth here. All black interior. You can start out with the door panels here, all nice black door panels, both sides. There's not a mark on them. These things are in great shape. You've got the black carpeting, which looks great. There's no rips or tears in it, no fading whatsoever on these. Of course, you've got the black upholstery on your seats, these being the bench seat up front with the headrest. We also have the matching seats in the back, the matching upholstery. Speaking of seats, seat belts, we've got all of them present in this car. Got the lap belts here for the front seats. We've got shoulder harness belts hung up along the headliner here on the sides, as they should be. And we've got all of the rear seat belts as well. So again, you're going to be nice and safe in this car. Factory dash, padded dash up here. No cracks or any kind of like sun bleaching or dry rotting on the dash pad. That's in really good condition. Again, no modifications done to that. Now they have gone ahead and upgraded the gauges here in the dash, and when they did that, they put in, it's a kind of the carbon fiber look dash panel in there for your gauges, and these are all Dolphin white face gauges that are in here. So we've got a complete package here. It's the fuel gauge, the volts, the speedometer, the tach, the oil pressure, and the water temperature. Again, all very nice white-faced Dolphin gauges. Factory steering wheel here. Again, that's in great condition here. We do have an aftermarket radio though. They put a Boss AM/FM CD player in here, and they've retained the factory heater controls up here too. So again, no real modifications whatsoever done to the dash. They have upgraded the shifter also. They went to a B&M floor shifter here, but again, it's installed nicely and it is in good shape. The sun visors here, those are in great shape, both bottom side and top side, and they even stay up whenever you put them up. They don't fall down like some of these older cars do. The rear view mirror, it's in great shape too. As I look back through the car here, headliner looks real nice and tight. There's no tears in the headliner. It's a real nice piece here. I even look back, the sail panels is kind of a problem area in a lot of these older cars, and those things look really, really nice. They're nice and straight. The upholstery is very smooth on them, and they're tacked in there very, very nice. Again, finished off really good inside here. And there are a set of speakers back in the rear package tray also to help get that sound from that head unit up here to the back area of the car. So, but that said, that's pretty much everything on the interior of this car. All right, now that we have our 1971 Chevrolet Nova here up on the lift, we're going to go through the underside of this car like we do with all of them, and just point out to you exactly what we're seeing underneath here. So what we're doing is up front here, we've got all the factory suspension on this car, all of the stock stamped suspension components, your lower control arms, your upper A arms, all of that stock. Your steering components, again, all stock. Now this is power steering, but your drag link's in good condition. Tie rods look to be fairly new. All the rubber dust caps are all intact. They're not split out or cracked. They're in real good shape. These are all greasable fittings too, the ball joints on them. So again, everything's been maintained and looks really good and really clean underneath this car. Along with it being a power steering car, it's also power brakes. Disc brakes up front, just factory GM components. You can go to any of your local auto parts store and buy the replacement parts for those. And then of course it's got the drum brakes on the rear, as most of these cars do. As far as driveline goes, we've got small block Chevy 350 here in this car. We've got a turbo 350 automatic transmission here. It does have the flywheel cover on it to help protect that from getting any dirt or debris in there and chipping a tooth off of that flywheel. Of course, the drive shaft here, and then we have a GM 10-bolt rear end back here. It's the 8.2-inch rim gear, and that was a non-posi unit on this car. Again, with suspension, just stock springs and shocks up front. Of course, on the back, on the rear suspension, we have the mono-leaf rear leaf springs here, and it looks like they put, you know, some fairly new, looks like Monroe Sensitrack, if I can read the decal there, shocks back here on the rear of the car. So again, it's going to give it a nice ride for a car like this. That's, you know, typically what you would see as far as the suspension goes. Now, other things I'm looking at underneath here looks really, really nice, and that's the floor and the frame on this car. Again, it's not a full frame car, subframe, but those frame rails are in really good condition. Nice and straight, nice and super square here in this car. The body bushings aren't split out or cracked. Those look to be real good. Again, your transmission cross member to tie everything in here looks to be good. The mount for it back here is in excellent shape. That looks to be brand new between that cross member and the transmission. We've got dual exhaust all the way from our ceramic coated long tube headers all the way back into these dual Flowmaster mufflers. And then of course it's got the tailpipes that go up over top of the rear end housing and then exit out the back of the car as they should. The floors are incredible on this car. I do not see any patching or piecing together of anything. They look outstanding. All of your pinch welds look great down both sides. You can see your fuel line. The brake line down the other side is all in excellent condition on this car. And also it's got the emergency brake all hooked up. All of the correct hardware and cables here, all mounted up, all the way back, clear back to those rear drum brakes where your parking brake is housed within. As far as wheels and tires on this car, we've got a set of polished aluminum 15-inch wheels. And then on those wheels we've got BF Goodrich tires, both front and rear. And as you can see here, the tread on those is just like new. So again, all the rubber on this car in really good shape. As I walk back here now, the final couple of things I can look at are the trunk floor itself and then the fuel tank. We have a stock fuel tank. It's in excellent shape. There's no dents or dings in it. It looks to be fairly new. All of your straps and mounting hardware in really good condition too on this. And looking up at the trunk floor, it looks every bit as nice as the rest of the underside of this car. I see no patching or piecing together of anything. Looks to be all solid, all one piece, all intact and done very nicely back here. Even the fuel fill neck back here off of the fuel tank is in excellent condition, nice and shined up. So again, the whole underside of this car looks to be really, really good. So all we have left to do now is drop this down off of the lift, and then we'll go ahead and get the engine running for you so you can at least hear what that motor sounds like. Before we do that though, I'll just let you know that obviously you can always get a hold of us by phone or by email. All of our contact information is always available to you throughout all the pictures and all the photos and videos that we do. You can also view our website, www.hanksters.com, and you can also now go to our website and even text us questions or comments, and we'll definitely get back to you as soon as we possibly can.